Imagine standing in a room filled with people, friends, colleagues, even family. You laugh, you talk, you trust. But somewhere in that crowd, hidden beneath a charming smile or a friendly handshake, is someone who is not what they seem. Someone who does not feel guilt, who thrives on manipulation, who drains the energy of those around them without a second thought. They could be anyone, a coworker, a partner, or even someone you have known for years. The scariest part, you might not even realize it until it's too late. Evil does not always appear in the form of a shadowy figure or a villain from a storybook. It walks among us, blending into society, hiding behind masks of kindness and deception. These people do not just make mistakes or have bad days. They are calculated, deliberate, and relentless in their pursuit of control. They manipulate, they betray, they lie, and they destroy without remorse. So how do you recognize them before they leave lasting damage in your life? How do you spot the warning signs that reveal their true nature? Today, we will uncover 5 terrifying signs that you are in the presence of an evil person, signs you cannot afford to ignore. Evil people are not always easy to spot. They don't come with warning signs or eerie background music to signal their arrival. Instead, they blend into society, often presenting themselves as charming, intelligent, or even kind. But beneath that carefully crafted exterior lies something far more dangerous: a master manipulator. The most chilling aspect of an evil person is their ability to manipulate without remorse. They don't just deceive, they orchestrate reality itself, bending truth and perception to serve their interests, often leaving their victims confused, isolated, and powerless. Manipulation at this level is not just about lying. It is an art form, one they have perfected over time. It begins subtly with small distortions of truth. Perhaps they tell you that you misremembered a conversation or that your feelings about a situation are irrational. This is known as gaslighting, a psychological tactic designed to make you doubt your own memory, perception, and even sanity. Before you know it, you start second-guessing yourself, relying on them to interpret reality for you. This gives them complete control over your thoughts and decisions without you even realizing it. A skilled manipulator knows how to use emotions as a weapon. They exploit your kindness, your fears, and your insecurities to keep you under their influence. If you express concern about their actions, they flip the narrative. Suddenly they are the victim and you are the aggressor. They will cry, beg, or guilt trip you into believing that you are the one being unreasonable. And if that doesn't work, they will switch tactics entirely, using intimidation, silent treatment, or calculated anger to keep you in line. Perhaps the most dangerous thing about an evil manipulator is their ability to wear different masks. They are a chameleon, adjusting their personality depending on who they are with and what they want to achieve. To some, they are the perfect friend, partner, or colleague. To others, they are a ruthless predator. This duality makes it difficult to convince others of their true nature. If you try to expose them, they will paint you as the liar, the troublemaker, or the unstable one. They will charm others into siding with them, making you feel even more isolated and powerless. The manipulators do not act out of impulse. Their actions are calculated and deliberate. They choose their victims carefully, targeting those who are empathetic, loyal, or in a vulnerable position. They know exactly how to push your buttons, how to gain your trust, and how to slowly take away your sense of self. By the time you realize what has happened, you are emotionally drained, mentally exhausted, and questioning your own reality. There is no remorse, no guilt, no second thoughts to them. People are merely tools to be used and discarded as needed. If confronted, they will deny, deflect, and even turn others against you. The only way to protect yourself is to recognize the signs early, trust your instincts, and remove yourself from their influence before they tighten their grip. An evil person lacks empathy in a way that goes beyond indifference. It is an absence of humanity itself. They do not feel guilt, remorse, or compassion for others, no matter the pain they cause. While most people experience a natural emotional response to the suffering of others, whether it is sadness, concern, or even discomfort, an evil person feels nothing. They do not flinch when someone is hurt. They do not pause before causing harm. In fact, they may even take pleasure in the pain of others, seeing it as a form of entertainment, power, or justification for their twisted worldview. One of the most disturbing aspects of this lack of empathy is how well they can pretend. Evil people often study human emotions, mimicking them to blend into society. They know how to smile when expected, how to cry on command, and how to deliver words of sympathy without truly meaning them. This makes them exceptionally dangerous because they appear normal, even likable, when in reality their emotions are nothing more than an act. They use these performances to manipulate and deceive, gaining the trust of those around them. But when the mask slips, when there is no longer a need to pretend, their true nature is exposed. People are nothing more than objects to be used, controlled, and discarded. They do not form real connections with others because they do not see value in relationships beyond what they can gain from them. A friend is not a friend, they are a tool. A partner is not someone they love, they are a resource to be exploited. Even family members are not spared from their emotional emptiness. They may go through the motions of a loving sibling, spouse, or parent, but underneath there is no real attachment, only cold calculation. This lack of empathy is evident in their actions. They will lie without hesitation, steal without guilt, and betray without a second thought. If someone is suffering because of their choices, they will either dismiss it as unimportant or justify it as deserved. They may even feel a sense of amusement watching others struggle, finding joy in their misfortune. This is what separates them from ordinary selfish individuals. There is not just a disregard for others, but sometimes an active enjoyment of their pain. If confronted, they will never show true remorse. Instead, they may feign regret if it serves their purpose, using apologies as a manipulation tactic rather than an expression of guilt. But if they do not benefit from pretending to care, they will simply remain indifferent. Their emotions or lack thereof are always calculated and self-serving. They cannot truly love, they cannot truly care, and they cannot truly feel anything beyond their own desires. The most terrifying realization about someone who lacks empathy is that no amount of kindness, reasoning, or love can change them. They are who they are, and to them, the pain of others is meaningless. An evil person thrives on trust, not because they value it, but because they see it as a tool for control. They know that trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, whether personal, professional, or familial. But unlike ordinary people who cherish and respect trust, they exploit it for their own gain. They are master manipulators who weave an illusion of reliability and sincerity, only to betray those who have placed their faith in them. Their ability to deceive is not accidental, it is deliberate and calculated, designed to leave their victims vulnerable and unprepared for the inevitable betrayal that follows. They present themselves as trustworthy individuals, they listen intently, remember details about your life, and offer support when needed. This is not because they genuinely care, but because they are gathering information, learning your strengths and weaknesses. They use charm, generosity, or even sympathy to win you over, ensuring that you feel comfortable opening up to them. They will pretend to be reliable, always showing up when needed, saying the right things at the right time, and making you believe that they are someone you can depend on. Once they have secured your trust, the real game begins. They begin to push boundaries, subtly testing how much they can take from you before you notice. It may start small, a minor favor, a request for help, or an invasion of privacy disguised as concern. Over time, these small acts escalate, and by the time you realize what is happening, they have already taken advantage of you in ways you never expected. What makes them so dangerous is that they do not just betray you once. They make betrayal a pattern, a way of life. They will borrow money with no intention of paying it back, use your secrets against you, or sabotage your opportunities to keep you dependent on them. In relationships, they may gain your love and loyalty only to manipulate you emotionally, cheat without remorse, or gaslight you into believing that you are the problem. In the workplace, they will pretend to be a supportive colleague or mentor while stealing your ideas, taking credit for your work, or undermining you to advance their own position. When confronted, they do not admit fault. Instead, they shift the blame, playing the victim or accusing you of being paranoid and untrusting. They may twist the situation to make it seem like you were the one who wronged them, using guilt to keep you from cutting them off. If necessary, they will fabricate lies, turn others against you, and make you question your own judgment. Their goal is not just to use your trust, but to ensure that you are too confused or emotionally drained to fight back. What makes this behavior even more chilling is that once they have extracted everything they need from you, they will discard you without hesitation. They do not look back, they do not apologize, and they do not care about the damage they have done. To them, trust is not something to honor, it is simply another weapon in their arsenal of manipulation. An evil person is a master of deception, and lying is their most powerful tool. They do not lie occasionally or out of necessity, they lie as a way of life. Their falsehoods are not simple exaggerations or white lies meant to avoid minor conflicts. They are deep, calculated, and often completely unnecessary. They lie to manipulate, to control, and to reshape reality in their favor. What makes them so dangerous is not just that they lie, but how effortlessly they do it without hesitation, guilt, or concern for the consequences. Their lies serve multiple purposes. Sometimes they lie to gain sympathy, fabricating tragic backstories or playing the victim to earn trust and manipulate others into feeling sorry for them. Other times, they lie to gain power, distorting facts, spreading false rumors, or twisting situations to make themselves look superior while tearing others down. They may even lie for amusement, simply to see how much they can get away with, testing their ability to control the people around them. One of the most terrifying aspects of an evil person's deception is how convincingly they lie. They do not stammer, hesitate, or show signs of nervousness. They look you directly in the eye, speak with confidence, and weave their falsehoods so seamlessly into reality that even the most skeptical person can be fooled. If caught in a lie, they do not react with embarrassment or remorse. Instead, they either double down, fabricating even more lies to cover their tracks, or they gaslight, making the other person question their own memory and perception. Their lies create an alternate reality, one in which they are always right, always the victim, or always the hero. They rewrite history to serve their own narrative, erasing past mistakes and shifting blame onto others. Their ability to distort the truth can be so powerful that even those who have seen the proof of their deception may begin to doubt themselves. This is how they maintain control, keeping people confused, uncertain, and trapped in their web of manipulation. What makes them even more dangerous is that they do not care who their lies hurt. They will destroy reputations, friendships, and even lives without a second thought, as long as it serves their agenda. Their words are weapons sharpened and deadly, designed to inflict maximum damage while keeping their own hands clean. They do not lie because they have to. They lie because they can, and because to them the truth is nothing more than an inconvenience. An evil person has a way of draining the energy and joy from those around them. Their presence is suffocating, their words laced with negativity, and their actions designed to bring others down rather than lift them up. They thrive on creating tension, feeding off conflict, and leaving destruction in their wake. No matter how good a situation is, they will find a way to twist it into something dark, making those around them feel hopeless, exhausted, and emotionally depleted. The effects of their presence might not be obvious. They may disguise their negativity under the pretense of being honest or realistic, always pointing out flaws, highlighting problems, and focusing on the worst possible outcome. They rarely offer solutions or encouragement. Instead, they make others feel small, inadequate, or foolish for having hope or ambition. Over time, this constant exposure to their toxicity starts to take a toll, making people feel anxious, unmotivated, and even depressed. Their emotional drain is not just limited to words. They create unnecessary drama, instigate fights, and fuel conflicts between others for their own amusement or gain. They might demand constant attention, making everything about themselves while disregarding the feelings of those around them. The more time someone spends in their presence, the heavier the emotional burden becomes. What used to bring happiness now feels dull, and what once seemed exciting now feels pointless. The worst part is that their effect is often so gradual that their victims do not even realize what is happening. They wake up one day feeling empty, drained, and disconnected from their own joy, not knowing that the root cause is the toxic influence of the person they allowed into their life. Evil does not always come in obvious forms. It does not always wear a menacing face or announce its intentions. Instead, it disguises itself behind charm, false kindness, and carefully constructed deception. It manipulates without remorse, lacks empathy, exploits trust, lies without hesitation, and drains the very energy of those around it. The scariest part is that by the time you recognize it, the damage may already be done. But awareness is power. By understanding these 5 terrifying signs, you can protect yourself from those who seek to manipulate, control, and destroy. Trust your instincts. If someone makes you question your own reality, belittles your emotions, or constantly takes more than they give, step back and evaluate their true intentions. Not everyone who enters your life deserves a place in it. Surround yourself with those who uplift, encourage, and bring light into your world. Distance yourself from those who drain, deceive, and manipulate. Your peace, your happiness, and your sanity are worth protecting. Good luck on your journey to recognizing and removing toxic influences from your life. Stay strong, stay aware, and never let darkness steal your light. Thank you.